special rights. I've got 5 square roots of 3 on my one side, so this is 1 times 5 square roots of 3. 2 times 5 square roots of 3, which is my scale factor, is going to be 10 square roots of 3. And then the square root of 3 across from my 60 times 5 square roots of 3 will give me 15. Over here, I've got 8 on my 2 side, so this is 2 times 4. I'll have 1 times 4 on my one side. I will have 4 times the square root of 3 on my square root of 3 side. Over here, this is across from the 60, so it's on my square root of 3 side. My multiplier is going to be 6 square roots of 3. And there are lots of different ways to get this. Just find a way that works for you on your radicals. So 6 square roots of 3 times the square root of 3 will give me this. 6 square roots of 3 times 1 on my 60 side. And then 6 square roots of 3 times 2 on my hypotenuse for that one. Looking at this one, I've got 16 on my 2 side, 60, 30, 90. 16 is on the 2. This is 8 times 2. So for my scales, I'll have 8 times 1. And I'll have 8 times the square root of 3 on that other side. I've got 11 on my one side. It's across from my 30. Again, they're going to give you some angles, other angles. It really doesn't matter. If they give you one angle in that 90, you know what the pattern is. So this is 11 times 1 on my hypotenuse. I'll have 11 times 2. And on my long leg, I'll have 11 times the square root of 3. My dogs are getting a little excited. On this one, I have 13 times the square root of 3. It's on my square root of 3 side, which makes it really easy. So my scale factor is just going to be 13. 13 times 1 and 13 times 2 for that other side. Number 13, completing the table. So they're going to give you one and they want you to carry through with the other numbers. X is my one side, Y is my square root of 2 side. So if my one side is 5, my square root of 2 side is going to be 5 square roots of 2. If my square root of 2 side is 4 square roots of 2, my scale factor was 4. If my scale factor is the square root of 2, multiply that by the square root of 2, you'll get a 2. 9 is on my 1, so 9 square roots of 2 is over here. This one's probably the hardest one. What did you multiply the square root of 2 by to get 24? Well, you multiplied it by 12 square roots of 2. That's what will give you that 24. So that's what will be in my 1 position. Looking at this last one, A is my 1, and then C is my hypotenuse. I'm going to do all of those first. So if we're going from 1 to anything, that number is the scale factor. So 1 to 9, the scale factor is 9. That'll give me 9 square roots of 3 and 18. 1 to 11, the scale factor is 11. 11 square roots of 3 and 22. We'll go to this one next because this is the next easiest. This is my 2 side. So 2 times 8. 8 is my scale factor, so I'll have 8 and 8 square roots of 3. This one's the next easiest. This is my square root of 3 side. So what did I multiply the square root of 3 to get this number? I multiplied by 5. So that'll be my 1. And then double that will be my 2. This one, probably the most challenging. This is on your square root of 3 side. And we have a 9. So what did I multiply the square root of 3 by to get 9? I multiplied it by 3 square roots of 3. And then to double that on my 2 side, 6 square roots of 3. Feeling good, feeling good. Moving along. Finding the variable, rather the value of each variable, and then simplest radical form. Again, no decimals. These two corners match, so these two sides are going to match. This is a 45, 45, 90, so 1, 1 square root of 2. On this one, I've got 2n and n. So 3n is equal to 90, n is equal to 30, and makes it 30, 60, 90. This is my 2 side, so on my 1 side, I will have a 15, and on my square root of 3 side, I'll have 15 square roots of 3. Here, 12, x and x match. They're both going to be 45. And then my y is in the square root of 2 position, so I'll have 12 square roots of 2. Moving right along, 6, 6, this is a square, so you'll also have a 6 over here. That's on my square root of 3 side. What did I multiply the square root of 3 by to get 6? Well, how about 2 square roots of 3? That's what I needed to multiply it by. So on my b, I need double that, 4 square roots of 3. For number 19, C and D, all of these corners match. That makes this 45, 45. They go all the way around, so this is now a square. D is going to be 24 because this side's a 24. This is my square root of 2 side. What did I multiply the square root of 2 by to get 24? I multiplied it by 12 square roots of 2. Boom. Looks just like that. This one looks aggressive, not really that bad. You've got a 16. This is a 30, 60, 90. 30, 60, 90. And 105 minus 60 will be 45. That'll make that a 45, 45, 90 triangle. So I have 16. My short side is going to be 8. That'll make G8 because it's an isosceles right triangle. And then that'll make H, 8 square roots of 2. And if my short side is 8 on a 60, 30, 90, my long leg will be 8 times the square root of 3. Moving right along, find the sum of the interior angles. Hexagon. So if you remember your formula, I've got 6 as my number of sides. We take away 2 to get the number of triangles on the inside, and we multiply that by 180. So 4 times 180, I should really have these memorized, but I do not. 4 times 180 will be, oh man, I've got gracious. 4 times 180. There we go, 720. Dodecagon, this is 2 sets of 10, that's 20. So we'll have duodecagon is a 12-sided figure. Dodeca is 20. Anyway, moving right along, we'll get 18 times 180. And we'll get 3,240 degrees for that one. And then the 11agon, I'll have 11 minus 2 times 180. 11 minus 2 times 180. I can't believe I just put in 11 minus 2. Losing my mind here. There we go. Looking real good. Alright. Classify the polygon given the number of angles on the inside. So 180, you should know 180. This is a triangle. 540 is going to be your pentagon. 900 is going to be 180 degrees more than this, so instead of 6, it's going to be 7. I think that's a heptagon. Not sure. I'm going to say 7gon. Ah, there we go. And now we get up to the big boys. To set these up, alright, you're starting to get numbers that you do not and you're not sure about. You're going to set it up as the number of sides minus 2 times 180 is equal to this number. It's equal to, in this case, 1800. So I'm going to divide both sides by 180, and I will get n minus 2 is equal to 10 plus 2, n is equal to 12. So this figure has 12 sides. And we'll call it a 12gon. This one right here is going to be, n minus 2 times 180 is equal to 2520. So we'll take 2520, we'll divide it by 180. 2520 divided by 180, and we'll get 14. So n minus 2 is 14. You will have a 16-sided figure on this one. And my very last one, I have, n minus 2 times 180 is equal to 3960. So we take 3960, we divide it by 180, you'll get 22, so n minus 2 is equal to 22. 24gon is my final answer for that section. Alright.